Amazing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Silverstone. Believe it or not, it is raining here in Silverstone, so that is very, very typical of the British weather. Very current to what it is now as I look outside my window. But my name is Rich. I am going to be your commentator for this evening. I'm here to look after you. And at the moment, we are looking at qualifying, and we've got just over 7 minutes left of qualifying. So we're looking at the leader at the moment. We've got Manisha in the McLaren, looking very sharp in the green and red and white livery. Started off by a 2 minutes 7 seconds 0.5. It's a very good start. A very good start, especially in the red. We in the rain, sorry, not in the red. That's the red car of Odeberg. And apologies for any names. I'm just going to get that out there. I am trying my best with their names, but Odeberg in the Audi, just going a little bit slow at the moment. I think most of these drivers are probably taking it easy at the moment. Obviously looking to get some good times under their belt. Try and get that pole position. And this is the second race of this championship. Started off at Brands Hatch. We have Manisha, who is leading. Who's in provisional pole at the moment. Manisha won at Brands Hatch, got 86 points for that. We had Suisi. Again, apologise for that. We're watching Suisi at the moment in the Porsche. They came second at Brands. Totev in his Bentley came third, was 74 points. We got Menezes, who came fourth, Borchardt in fifth, and Dolipito, the Italian, in the Aston Martin, who came sixth. And, you know, we've obviously got quite a few coming down. We've got 24 drivers, I believe, today, who have turned up for this one, which is a fantastic effort in the rain at Silverstone. But it'll be fantastic to get these drivers out there, and I'm very much looking forward to the race today. So we've got a lot of different drivers. I would expect that we would potentially get some qualifying times reaching the 2 minutes 5, 2 minutes 4 seconds, roughly, give or take. We've got some yellow flags out at the moment, so someone may have gone off. We're back onto green, so temporarily someone may have gone off there, but hopefully we can get some good times coming in. So we've got some people in the pits at the moment, ready for probably a clean bit of a track. It's getting quite congested in some of the parts, but hopefully we can get everyone out qualifying, everyone putting some times in, and we've got Borchardt, who's gone top, provisional pole at this stage. I think that pretty much covers everything, but it's looking pretty a nice big mixture of different vehicles, which is always good to see. So as we're pushing through qualifying at the moment, we've got just over 3 minutes remaining for this qualifying session. The race will follow very shortly after qualifying. So again, we've still got Borchardt on provisional pole at this stage. Still a couple of people who are still in the pits, not given times yet. There were some people happy with their places. Oh, as we see Borchardt take a little spin and return to the pits. So we'll just have a look at some timing screens. Again, 2 minutes, 7 seconds, 0.19 is the time to beat at this moment in time. As I said, it is very wet out there. You can see a couple of vehicles aquaplaning as they come around corners, and the drivers are going to have to be right on their game today to really concentrate on hitting the apex and getting their speed right, which is going to be the most important thing. So as we watch here, we're watching Oderberg coming round, who's currently sitting in second place. We get some times coming through as they're all approaching. There's a whole line of cars approaching the start-finish line, so hopefully we'll get some times pinging in just a moment. We'll see if anyone betters their time and betters the leader, Borchardt. So we will see, as we've got 1 minute 50 left. So people will be starting their last laps round about now. So hopefully we can get some couple of times coming through. 1 lap remaining for qualifying for those who haven't crossed the start-finish line yet. So watching Manisha coming through, it's your championship leader at the moment, one to watch, especially the first race of this championship. Manisha came out winner over at Brands Hatch, which was a fantastic start. And it's, I've always heard a saying that you can't win a championship on your first race, but you can certainly go a long way to losing it. And I'm very pleased that we've got a whole long list of drivers here, and Manisha is currently sitting on top. So obviously a very, very good start, which is great to see. So the driver's nationality. So we've got a nice mix of drivers across Europe. I can see we've got Portuguese. We've got, I believe that's either Turkey or Tunisia. It's quite difficult to see. I'm just looking at the flag, believe it or not. A small flag on my screen, as we can see, as we've got the last 30 seconds of qualifying here. But we've got drivers from Italy, Sweden, Germany. That looks like Hungary, I believe. We've got the USA. Brazil, welcome to Wilson Fernandez from Brazil. Great to see you joining us. We've got Yuvinder Singh from India. Again, welcome. So we are worldwide this evening, and if you're watching on the stream, as we're watching the yellow flags being waved as a reset comes out for Yuvinder Singh, he goes 15th as he crosses the start-finish line. It's nice to see a strong mix of people across the world. And if you are tuning this evening here in the UK, we are 25 to 9 in the UK, PM that is. But it's great to see a nice mix of nationalities, which is fantastic. So if you are joining us, hello, welcome. As the final cars will probably be coming around the track as we speak. Qualifying has finished. The time is up, so we're just waiting for the last few people to cross over the line, and we will get the times in. It looks like Borchardt is on provisional pole right here, unless someone can get over the line in a little bit quicker. We've got Delito. That's what I'm going to call him. I do apologise if I get that wrong. But yeah, he's gone into third. So we've got Manisha, who's on pole, gone 2 minutes 6.9. So fantastic time from Manisha. Congratulations. It looks like provisional pole, unless someone can go quicker. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case with the session ending. So that looks like it's going to be your order. Oh, we got Oderberg. A fair play. Brings in the pole position. Last minute, last gasp. And as we see here, 1 hour race this is. So we've got 1 minute 50 to get yourself a drink. Tune in and be ready for this. If you are watching on YouTube again, hello to you all. Welcome to this race at Silverstone. It looks like we've got some dry weather, which is fantastic for this race. We've got optimum track conditions. Local temperature for this race is 18 degrees Celsius. Track temperature 25 degrees Celsius, with a little bit of a headwind on this first straight all the way up to Copse Corner. So we are ready. We are ready and waiting. We've got just over a minute until we start. So the drivers will be setting up. They'll be ready. We'll have a 1 lap formation lap, and then we are good to go, and we will get racing, and it'll be a nice long sprint to the first corner, which would be great. So the Swedish Axel Oldeberg is in pole position here and in prime position to take that first corner. Manisha is in second on the outside of the front of the grid. We've got Borchardt in third, and Dolipo. I'm not even going to try and attempt it. That's going to be a long evening for me if I've got to say his name all the way through. So Ilipito. Let's give that a go. Let's give that a go. I tell you what, I'm going to be on some comedy program by the end of tonight, trying to pronounce all these names. But we've got Toth in fifth. We've got Pisik in sixth. Rashkov in seventh. McCormick in eighth. Roger in ninth. Suisi in 10. We've got Gerson in 11. We've got Wood in 12. Karlabath in 13. We've got Fursoff in 14. Braytrick in 15. Singh in 16. Cox in 17. We've got Omar in 18. 19 is Maek. Cruz number 20. Fernandez in 21. H 22. Goudini in 23. And Mr. Haskell, I believe. Jay Haskell. Maybe not James Haskell, the rugby player. But yeah, he's right at the back, bringing up the rear. So good luck to all our drivers. As we said, we're starting off with our formation lap, and we will start racing, which will be exciting. So they're going round, as we can see here from Olderberg's car. Lovely weather today for this race, unlike qualifying, which was rather wet. So as the cars are coming round, they'll be warming up their tyres the best they possibly can. They'll be ready, getting used to the track, setting themselves up, and then we will be getting away as soon as we get through. So I haven't got the map on my screen. We've got a small map, but they will be flying around when they get to the final corners. So as we see here, it'd be good to see someone get away. 1 hour race this is. 1 hour. So what happens at the end, once that hour is up, obviously whoever's in first position at that time crosses the line will be the winner, and then points are split, ranging from 86 points for a win all the way down. And I believe that every driver will get a point today, which will be good, as we've got 24 drivers, so that brings us down to 20 points. But it's a long old season. But what I think is one thing that Schumacher said, Michael Schumacher, bless him, he first said, is that, to come first, you first have to finish, which I think is a fantastic saying. So the drivers got to make sure they're there as we're crossing the start-finish line. Here we go. We're going to get racing very short. And hopefully the minute will tick off, and we will get going. We've got a bit of weaving going on here, so I don't know if that's a start or another formation lap. I can't see. Unfortunately, my screen has gone a little bit glitchy. So we will see very shortly. It looks like they may be coming around for a second formation lap, possibly. I could be wrong. They're doing a little bit of weaving, so I assume that is the case. So as they're coming round, I assume because it was a full formation lap, this will be their ready to go lap, as it were. So the time is still not ticking down as such yet. Though saying that, I think Manisha just went straight past, so it may be no, let him back. So yeah, so this will be the second formation lap as well. As we got some headlight flashes from Borchardt there in his nice slick green BMW. We've got the Aston Martin slightly behind from Dolly Pinto. Again, his name's going to change all night this evening, simply because I cannot pronounce it. Unfortunately, it's not like the F1 that you may watch on TV where they practice what they the surnames, etc. Don't get that luxury here, unfortunately, but you know, I'm trying my best. Bear with me. So as we're coming round, you see here the whole little long line of cars lining up, coming round to the start finish line. Be ready to get going. They're going 2 by 2.
Green line, give it all you got.
As they cross the start finish line, and we are racing. We are underway, and it's a good start from Olderberg. Approaches that first corner. Manisha side by side coming into that corner. They're going to run wide here. It's going to be a long sprint up because it's a strong left coming up to the second bend. Green flags are waving, and Olderberg has got away. We've got Manisha in second place. And Borchardt keeps the top 3 going. So here we go as we go down the pack. I can't see anyone going off as such as yet. Everyone looks like they've got a clean start, which is good to see. Got a little puff of dust in the background. Someone's gone a little bit slow right at the back. But here we go. We're all going through, which is nice. Good start from the top half of the field anyway. So, and understeer there from Borchardt. It looks like there may have been a little swap there. And yeah, Dolipito gets the job done and squeezes through. And Borchardt is fighting back here. You know, it's side by side here. This is fantastic racing too. As they come back, and he gets the job back again. So well done, Borchardt. He's back in 3rd place. So as we come back over the start finish line, coming back round into Cops. Every car looking like they're still on the track, which is a great start for us. It's good to see. So as they're coming through, again, I do apologise if I'm missing anything, that my screen is a little bit glitchy. We've got some yellow flags going. Don't know who's gone off. We're back onto green, so someone must have just run wide at one of the corners there. As we look further down the pack, it's all just looking like a nice stream of traffic at the moment, which is good to see. I'm hoping that every driver is going to act fairly today. We are big on, racing cleanly. That's the main thing for us. We don't like seeing cars going off the track, but we like to see some competitive racing, which is great to see for us all. But as we're watching Goosen come round here in his Aston Martin, right on the back of McCormick, can he get that overtake done? As we come around, he's in the slipstream. Here we go. He's going to try and take him on. He's going to get the inside bend here. Is he side by? No, he pulls out of it. Very sensible there. As we're coming down the pack, we see first off here, we've got Mayek, Karlbach, Fernandez behind him, Cox behind that. As we look to the further back of the field, and look at these 3 at the back here. They're really fighting. I think it's Gudini who's having a little fight there with Pusik. As we're watching Gudini's McLaren at the moment, we're looking at Fernandez. So as we're jumping through, Fernandez coming past, side by side, not going to get the job done there on Cox's. Fernandez is dropping down, so he may have gone off there. We've got someone who's gone further back. I think it might be Cruz slightly behind, but it's all pretty even at the top. Borchardt has dropped down to 3rd. We've got he was in 3rd. Olderberg is leading at the moment. Manisha, who is our championship leader at the moment, is in place. I'll just have a look to see where Olderberg came in the first race. But so we've got Olderberg in 1, Manisha in 2, Borchardt in 3, Toff has gone up to 4, and Dolipito is in 5th at the moment, as Suisi has just gone into 6th over Rashkov. So great bit of driving there, and Suisi is his 2nd place in a championship. Came 2nd in Brands Hatch. Currently sitting in 6th at the moment. So there may be a change up, but it's good to see some good racing. Alderberg leading, he came 7th. Axel, the Swedish, driving his Audi, he came 7th in that first race. So it's good to see some good close racing here at the start of this, and I'm sure today we will start finding out who better there by the end of the season. But great to see a good little battle going on. So as we're looking down, and it is James Haskell, Dizzy Haskell. James Haskell. I was right with James. I knew I was. Don't know if that's the rugby player James Haskell or another James Haskell, but welcome anyway, James. 21st, he finished in at Brands Hatch, and in 22nd at the moment today. But as we're still looking at leaders here, so Olderberg going well. We've got some yellow flags on around that wide. Back onto greens, which is good to see. We like green flags. Means we will keep him going. As Manisha runs wide, but still gets a good corner. Borchardt close in behind. Staying out of trouble, I believe. Just waiting for a slip up from one of these front two. It's a long race. As we've got 3 abreast behind here. I think that's Dolly, Pito, Suisi, Rashkoff, all there. Fighting away there for 5th. It may even be Toff in there as well, which is in 4th place. As someone goes around the corner, someone's gone off there. Trying to work out, I think it's Olderberg who's gone off there. So he's dropped down into 4th, I believe. I can see a green Aston Martin there, which will probably be Delepito. Again, his name's changing all night. So Olderberg's now in 3, Suisi in 4th, and we've got Toff in 5th, I believe. Or I mean, one screen says 6th, one says 5th. Sorry. So we've got Manisha who's leading, and Borchardt in 2nd. So some good racing going on to start off with. It's good to see some good racing. We're hoping for a nice clean race all the way through. I'm also hoping for my computer to not be glitchy all the way through, but as long as you keep me, that's all that matters. And we got some yellow flags, so someone has gone off. So yellow flags means caution, prepare to stop, and danger ahead. I think these yellow flags are down in sector 3, I believe, or it's a bit further back. So someone may have stopped. I'm not sure, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. But as we see the top 2 here racing away, coming around, taking some good lines here, and that's the important thing. This race is all about consistency. You know, an hour is a long time to be driving. You've got to concentrate for that whole hour. They do have to have a pit stop. Everyone has to have a pit stop. The pit window will open. And you'll have to have a pit stop, which is a 30-second long pit stop. It means refueling. And it means a little bit of a tyre change as well. So it is important to be aware of. One mandatory pit stop. Refueling is mandatory. Like I said, it's 30 seconds. Open at minute 40 and closes at minute 20. So I believe it's actually 40 minutes left. 40 minutes left to go in this race. So when that clock at the top in the middle of your screen, when that ticks down to 40 minutes are left, the pit window is open. And then when it gets down to minute 20, the pit window is closed. So you will have had to have pit within that time. So it'll be good to see. It'll be good to see who goes early, who goes a little bit late. But as we're still watching in a nice cloudy, overcast Silverstone day here in the UK. It's actually 18 degrees is quite a comfortable temperature in the UK. I know people are tuning in from all across the world, and welcome to you, whatever time of the day it is. But we're seeing these cars coming around this track at Silverstone, all looking pretty sharp. There's some lovely liveries we can see here. As we're looking at the leaders at the moment, we've got Olderberg, Suisi and Dolopito competing for 3rd place here. So the leaders, Manisha and Borchardt, have kind of led on their way. Olderberg started on pole, and has obviously gone wide, came off the track slightly, dropped down to third. But Benicia, your Archer, driving his McLaren at the moment, came first in the first race, which is good to see, and now leading the second race. So excellent work there as the third, fourth, fifth, the third place. Competition is hotting up here. 3 going for it at this moment in time. Like I said, there's still 50 minutes of racing left, so you know, don't have to finish it. As we're seeing it going wide on the take, they're going to cut back here. I think it's Suisi going to cut back. Can he do it? My screen's gone glitchy just at the moment. Nope, just sitting behind, tucking back into that slipstream. Couldn't quite get the job done there, and the key to driving here today is actually just waiting for someone to make a wrong move. Trying to force the matter. There'll be time for that later on, but it's just waiting for someone to make that little error, a little lapse in concentration, just sitting behind and wait for that to occur, and that's when you can pounce. That's what the good drivers do. As we see here, Suisi ran wide. Dolopito has got the job done. You know, as I was just saying that, and it's a commentator's curse, and I do apologise. But, you know, if you run wide, someone's going to cut inside you. That's why you've really got to concentrate. And, you know, when you're fighting for 3, or someone's going to... Mayak is retired to the pits there. But as you're watching this ACC racing today here at Silverstone, all these cars coming around the track looking very, very slick at the moment. We've got some very good racers on board, I can see this season, which is great to see. But as I take a little drink, it's just me today, just me on the commentary. Rich, your commentator today, Rich Che 15. If you do have a look on the sim grid and see the commentators, that is myself. Just me for this occasion today. We've got some other commentators joining the team, which is fantastic. We're always open to more commentators, so if you give it a go, please do let one of us commentators know. Do send a message to the OG and the other people running the show, as it were. There are options on the website. It's www.thesimgrid.com. You'll be able to see how you can ask to become a commentator. There are other positions as well, so do take a look if you're interested in being involved. It's a fantastic opportunity, a fantastic occasion to get involved. We do run PC and PS4 competitions, ranging from Clios to AC to Project Cars 2. There are different formats, different games, etc. But you know, if you want to give it a go, come and give it a go. We're more than welcome. Some yellow flags going back onto green, so it's obviously gone off on there. And this competition is getting kind of close now. I've got the 2 leaders, Mayak in the pits, obviously retired for this race. The pit window isn't open, so I think Mayak may have retired there. Which, sorry sight to see. Finished 14th. Is going to get DNF here. As we're watching the Suisi trying to make a move on Olderberg, sitting in 4th, right on his tail. Suisi in the Porsche, as you can see there, right on the tail, ready for any sort of slip up to occur. Obviously, that is the aim of the game, waiting for that slip up and pouncing on that, and making that overtake. I'll just run down the order as we can see here. I know this will probably change as I run through it, but hey, that's how it runs. So we've got Manisha, the championship leader, is currently sitting in 1st place, with Borchardt in 2nd. We've got Olderberg in 3, Suisi, as we're watching, in 4th, Dolopita in 5th, as we can see, in the green. Aston Martin, Toff in 6th. We've got Wood in 7th, both driving McLarens. The Ferrari, Rashkoff in 8th. We've got McCormick, who's in an Aston Martin as well, in 9th. We've got a line of 3 Aston Martins with McCormick. Goosen and Ferskoff in 11th, also in an Aston Martin. Then we've got Mercedes. What I can see, we've got 2 Mercedes out on track, and the first one is Roger, sitting in 12th. Cox in the Aston Martin 13, and Pisek, I believe, who's just gone past Cox, as we say it. Pissock in 13, Cox now dropped down to 14, both in Aston Martins. We've got Gudini in 15th in a McLaren. Carl Barth, who is in a Porsche in 16. We've got Cruz, who's in 17. We've got Braytrick in the Lexus. It's good to see a Lexus out there. We've got Fernandez in 19. Singh in 20, driving a Bentley. What I can see is the only Bentley at this moment in time. James Haskell, 21st in the Mercedes. H in an Audi. And we've got Omar in a Lexus. We've already had one retiree down there as well, which was Mayek, who was driving an Aston Martin. So we're watching Goosen here at the moment. He's currently sitting in 10th in that green Aston Martin. So as they're coming around, we're just ticking over the 45-minute time. So within in 5 minutes' time, the pits will open. So this is where the strategy comes in. They always talk about it on F1, the pit strategy. You've got to time it well to make sure you get a prime location on track. At the end of the day, you don't want to pit and then end up coming out in a queue of traffic and you can't get past. Or if one person goes in, you may want to come in later on. Make the most of a clear track. So there's a little bit of tactics going on here, which is always it's a tactical sport when you have the pitting options. Slightly different in the British Touring Car Championships. And most touring car championships, they don't have pitting. It's just pure racing, which is great to see for a neutral, but again, less strategy than what there is in this with a mandatory pit. So I'm watching first off at the moment, Roger. So Pissock in 13 in the Aston Martin, sitting just behind the other two. In Roger and first off, again waiting for an error to occur. Looks like he tries the overtake. I think Roger's going for it down the inside. As first off runs wide slightly, he come back for the second one. Can he get round? Can he get the job done? No, and it looks like Roger is trying to make that overtake happen and has now lost the place to Pissock as well. So to get close to track limits there, he's just got to be careful not to creep over that solid white line and the curb in there. But look, just behind Roger and Cox having a little battle here as well. So I think Cox has pulled out of that quite sensibly. You want to be a nice, clean, fair driver. That's also a massive part to this championship. Isn't just crossing the line, but making sure you're nice, clean driving as well. So a nice long stream of traffic, and as we see, Suisi has jumped up. So where's Alderberg? He dropped down to 8th. While I was rabbiting on about other things, Alderberg dropping 8 here. So he started on pole, which is not good for him. So he must have gone off. As we see the leaders here, so Manisha in first and Borchard in second, the two leaders. Suisi, Dolepito, and now Toff joining them in fifth. So there's some good battles going on. So seeing as they're coming through, we've got just under 2.5 minutes until that pit window opens. I'm going to take myself another drink as we see of them around nearly abreast. Who's going to miss out there? So Pissock in 12th there, really close behind Rogers. As he goes side by side here, I'm going to take a drink in just a moment as these two are. Can Pissock get the job done? He's got the inside line. Should be able to get it done, get through, going round to the S the other way, and he has got it done. He's got it from. That's great driving by Pissock. Very, very good driving. Gets the job done. And Roger and Cox behind were also fighting away, and it looks like Roger stayed in as well. So I'm going to take a little drink. We've got a minute and a half until we get into the pit window, which is always exciting. So just going to have a little drink. Excellent work, and I haven't got a co-commentate with me tonight. There's an hour's worth of talking, which is always a tough ask. It's always a tough ask. doing an hour's worth. So you know, please bear with me as I do have drinks throughout the night, because normally with co-commentator we're quite fortunate because you get a little drink as your co-commentator is talking away. So if you do me at any point, please send a message to one of the guys. They'll be more than happy for you to join in. It is a lot of fun. I do enjoy it, and it'd be great to chat to someone. I love chatting to new people. So if you do think, hey, I can give that a go, Rich makes it look really easy, or the other way maybe, Rich is absolutely butchering this, I can do a better job, again, please let the guys know and come and join us. We're always open to new commentators. So as we see, Pissick here is still leading the charge, as it were, so you know, some good driving on show. Pissick run DJC Racing he's racing for, so hopefully I got that right. Obviously I haven't got the best of screens here as we go side by side. I think that's Pissick and Firskoff, is that right? And yeah, I believe so. Again, I do apologise, you have to bear with me. The screen is a little bit glitchy, as I think that's Roger coming down the inside of Firskoff. He's going to have the wide line here. I think he's not going to get it done here. He might even lose a place to Cox behind. Leaving the door open. I don't know if they got it done. Pit window is open. So we've got 20 minutes of pit window. We've got 3 people coming in straight away. So it's Pissick, Firskoff and Goosen have dived into the pits early doors. They've gone in as soon as they possibly can. Majek is already in the pits. That's a retiree. But we've got 3 who have dived in straight away and going early doors. And it's always good if you see one going, is to go and join them. But hey, we're still racing. So we're seeing, we're just having a little look. Got Manisha is in first and Borchard in second. We're watching Suisi here from Team Legacy driving the Porsche. So Suisi, number 55. I did have a lap time come up there a minute ago, but I seem to have lost it. I would have told you the lap times. We're looking about just under 2-minute lap time, so 1:58. Will probably be a good sort of time in there. We've got Wood just in front, so 1:58.2 for Suisi is his best. The last lap was 2:07. So we've got Alex Wood here from Alpha Whiskey Racing. Sounds alright, doesn't it, at this time of night? On a Saturday evening here in the... We've got Wood, who's the British car in the McLaren. Looking very slick there. Do like a McLaren, they do look classy, but to be fair, all these cars look pretty. I wouldn't say no to any of them, but I do like a McLaren in particular. But I like good racing, and that's the main thing, getting some good racing on board. So we've got a few more diving into pits. Out the top 5, Suisi dived in early. So Suisi's down there in the pits now, getting 30 seconds worth of pitting. As we see, I think it was Gudini diving into the pit. No, Roger dived. Someone's there. Was that Olderberg or was that someone else? I couldn't see exactly, but someone went off there on a corner, but has obviously rectified it because I... So obviously the pits do mix it up a little bit. So the top 2 I don't think have dived into the pits. Manisha obviously leading the way still, which is great to see, and it's good to see that Manisha is still out there on top. As we see someone else dive into the pits. I think it might have been Fernandez in the McLaren diving into the pits there. So Suisi seems to be leaving the now, getting back out on track, and that's the 30 seconds done and dusted, which is always nice. So here we go. So we're just seeing the laps. We've done 11 laps so far. Manisha on top, Borchard 5 seconds behind. So good little lead there from Manisha. Obviously, you've got to be really careful when pitting. Got obviously they've just crossed the start finish line, so it says 1 lap. But as they cross the line here, so it's just under the 5-second mark. Borchard making a little bit of ground, which is good to see. So, you know, whoever jumps into the pits there, the other person's going to have that open track, which, you know, there is quite a spread across the track. As I can see the map now, which is nice to see. It gives me an opportunity to see who else is out on track. And there's first off, it's got a nice bit of track in front of him, as we see Fernandez here. Coming around the corner again. Apologies, so it's a little bit glitchy. I'm trying to. Hopefully the glitchiness will die down a little bit. Don't know if it's my internet signal. I'm sure I put 50p in the meter. But we're going again. We're going, man. 35 minutes left of racing. That means there's only 15 minutes left of this pit window. Everyone has to pit. It is mandatory, as we see Toff and Alderberg dive into the pits and having their 30-second pit. 25 seconds of refueling, 5-second tyre change, and back out on the road again. You only have to pit once, which is nice. As we're seeing Wilson Fernandez at the moment. There's Mr. Woods, Alex Woods again, racing around in the McLaren Alpha Whiskey Racing. AW Racing, that's what Alpha Whiskey stands for, if you know your phonetic alphabet. So, and here we have Borchard diving into the pits. So out the first two, Borchard has gone in, so Manisha gets some time gap between the two of them. So that's the 30 seconds for Borchard, Thorsten Borchard into the pits. So Manisha's still got to dive in at some point, so you've got 5 well. Pressure is not off someone's pit, someone behind you, because obviously if you've still got to pit, you've got to make sure you come out in front of them. As we see Yavinder Singh in the Bentley sitting behind Suisi and Toff, who are probably the closest to it at the moment. It's nicely spread across the field. We've got a little line of traffic crossing the start-finish line now, a little bit further up. I don't know whether that's some at the back and some at the front, but we've got a whole line of cars driving there. Again, no one's really sort of extremely close, pushing for an overtake. Again, forcing the matter doesn't really work here at Silverstone. It doesn't really work in this sort of racing, trying to force your way through. It is more about keeping yourself behind, waiting for a mistake to happen. That's the most important thing from my point of view. You know, I'm not an expert racer, but you know, we do see people making silly mistakes and driving errors by trying to force the matter. So, but hey, here we are. I'm just looking at a few stats online. So James Haskell on the guitar, as his picture shows, if you ain't first, you're last. Great mentality. I love that quote. Accomplishments: have won a 24 hours of Le Mans sim race and have won different championships in various. You know, great sort of work in Stockport from GB, racing for X-Kart Esports. So well done for joining, and a great bit of racing there. So further down, James Haskell sitting in 21st in the championship from the first race. Currently sitting in 19th at the moment, so going slow. Good to see. So hopefully you can push up the standings. Again, I've got to be neutral here. I can't support the British, even though you know I serve, because I am a Brit through and through. But as we see here, so we're watching tackling in behind Haskell in the Mercedes, I believe. Cruz with the red, orange, green livery. So we've got Carl Barfair in the Porsche, who seems to He's making the overtake happen because Gudini's jumped in the pits. So I thought at first we're going to have a nice little battle on there, but they jumped in the pits as we see Haskell under pressure now. I believe it's Haskell and Cruz slightly behind, with it being glitchy. I think that might be Fernandez in front, actually, in the McLaren, and Haskell in the Mercedes behind as he's flashing his lights. Bit of gamesmanship, as they call it. That's what I like to call it anyway. So 14 laps done by Manisha, who's still leading the way. Obviously, as you can see, there's a few people have dropped down the order. So Alderberg has dropped right down to 13th after starting in pole position. So that's really quite surprising. Alderberg finished 7th in the first race in the Audi R8. So dropping right down. They have had a pit, so they could come back up and actually be further up the order. But as Manisha now pit, so there's an opportunity here for change. Well, first time since the first lap, I should say. But so as we're watching Puig here, Pisik, pronunciation, Richard, come on. So Chris Pisik here, currently sitting in 12th. Nice little battle going on here with Roger in behind. So Aston Martin, I think it's Aston Martin. Was it McLaren? I can't see. It's the glitchiness of my screen. So I do apologise. I think it is Pisik and Roger in behind. So they're having a nice little battle. So De Lopito 16 seconds behind the race leader. We'll probably go into first place as that happens because of the pit window. I can't remember if Dolopito has dived into the pits. It may have been one of the first case. Very, very good racing. So Manisha back out on track now. Wood, McCormick and Cox all dive into the pits. It's their time to dive into the pits. So they needed to, as I can see, one go, so may leave it to the last minute. There's a good opportunity to try and build up some time. Like we said, 30 seconds they've got to be in the pits to be able to for the mandatory pit stop, I should say. So if Dolopito has a good push here, it's likely to come out in second rather than first after the pit stop. As we see, someone else has piled in. I think it's Roger who's piled into the pits there. So still got 8 minutes left of this pit window, so it's not a bad option to leave it to the end. Obviously it gives you an opportunity to get some good driving in, get yourself out front as we go side by side here. Some great racing. I think it's battling there. Is that the Lexus of Brutrick? Can't quite see there, the glitchy screen, but the Ferrari of Rashkov piling through, making the overtake happen, I believe. Or was it Olderberg? It might have been Olderberg in the Audi. It looks like it might be. So gets the job done. Olderberg in 8th. We're going to slide up the order slightly, hopefully, after a great qualifying session. As we've still got 27 minutes left of this race. There's still plenty of time, just over the halfway mark. You know, a lot of things can happen in that time, so got to be really, really careful and just really concentrate. As we see Suisi tucking in behind Woods, keeping the pressure on of the British driver Wood. Suisi again finished second in that first race over at Brands Hatch. So really wants to make it happen. As we see the onboard camera here for Suisi, fantastic shot as you see, putting a lot of pressure on Wood. Again, as we said, it's all about creating the pressure, being there at the right moment, not forcing the issue, just sitting behind the driver in front, keeping the pressure on, sitting nice and close behind, so they're always rear view mirror. And then when they make that little mistake, is to make that dive up the inside. Wait for the error to happen and then go and take it on board. But otherwise, just stick in the slipstream, wait for that mistake to happen, and then pounce. That's the aim. That's the goal. So 26 minutes, nearly gone. Suisi really close in behind, getting a little flash going. Again, a little bit of gamesmanship. As a good first corner. He's got the speed out. He's going to go side by side up the inside as Wood runs wide. I think he's just kept it. So real pressure now. Real pressure from Suisi. Here we go. Round to the right, round to the left. Taking near side. Woods moved out slightly to get a better line coming out there. Real pressure on from Suisi, which is good to see as he goes trying down the end. Is he going to pull out of it? No, side by side. This is going to be a good battle. Can Suisi creep up the inside? Oh, it's all gone glitchy. Nice long straight here. It'll be a dash to the end here. It's a left-hand bend, so Suisi has got the inside corner here. Round to the left and round to the right. And Wood's gone really wide. Wood's spun. Wood's gone. Oh, no. The yellow flags are out. Was there contact there? I couldn't quite see because of my screen being glitchy, but if there was a little bit of contact, I have a feeling Suisi might give that back, but we will see. Wood is quite a long way behind. I would hope. Well, Wood's dropped down a couple, so it may be. Suisi's gone into fourth. Toff also got through. Toff's probably the biggest winner out of that. And then Wood's dropped down to sixth. If there was contact, you would hope that it would be a giving the place back. But we will see. We will see. I think that will go down to a stewarding. Anyway, we've got 25 minutes gone. 24 minutes coming up. Left. Sorry. Out of this hour-long race. So we've had 35 and a bit minutes so far. We've got Dolopito still needing to pit. He's currently in first place. Second place, Manisha. Borchard in third. Both have pitted, so it's good to see. And then there's a little bit of a gap. So my thing is, if Dolopito pits now, he's probably going to come out in third place in front of Suisi. You know, that may be the way to go with it. It may not be. I may be wrong. What do I know? I'm just commentating today. Do a little bit of racing myself. Nothing too major. Do quite enjoy it though. So getting right into it. Gonna build up the challenges. I reckon. Further along the line, I might jump in myself at that point. Give it a good go. You never know. You never know what might happen. But hey, I'm here to commentate. That's what I'm here to do. So as I'm sitting here, we're watching Gudini in his McLaren coming down the over the start finish line as we speak, chasing first off into Cop's corner. He's probably not in an overtaking position just yet, but getting nice and close, and that's the big target. Get nice and close and sit behind, sit in the slipstream, wait for them to make that mistake. So it's a long old season this. So you don't want to show your cards too early as such. Obviously, it's all about points. As you see Gudini here, putting the pressure on and getting the job done, getting in front. Oh, first. Oh no! Oh, we've got a spin. He's on the grass again. If that was contact, hopefully the place would be given back. Otherwise, it's going to go to a steward's inquiry. Well, that's not good to see. It's, first off, I believe if there was contact, I would hope that they would give that back, but we will see. So Dolopito diving into the pits now. So Manisha 27 seconds behind. It's a 30-second pit stop, so we'll come out 3 seconds after, but it's going to be nice and close. So that is one to watch. Manisha's got to drive well. Dolopito in the pits has taken the 30 seconds right near the end. That it looks like that's Manisha there, who's going to come now. There they are. 21 seconds they cut back, so it's going to be 9 seconds behind which will probably take him out, I would say, in 4th place in front of Suisi. So Manisha's back into 1st place. Borchard will come through in 2nd place. And can Suisi get through as we're watching here? So this is going to be... no, Dolopito's still there. So Suisi goes... so it looks like they may come out in 5th place. We see another car come past. So here we go. As the orders sort of flicking around, we've got people. We've got some close-up gaps here coming up. So what Cock probably the closest behind Brutrick. Just less than a second, which is good to see. If you are an F1 fan, as such, there's no DRS in this. Only in Formula One. Not in this sort of racing, but it's still a lot of pressure on here. So as we're watching Carl Barth coming round, closely following Firsoff and Gudini, who are in front. So this championship, we've got Brands Hatch that we've already had. Today is Silverstone. As we see, round 2. Round 3, we go to Donington Park. That's next weekend. The weekend after that, we go to Spa. Round 5 is over at Snetterton on the 23rd of this month. We go to Alton Park for round 6 on the 30th of this month. And as we go into November, we go to the Hungaroring on the 6th, and we go Bathurst on the 13th, and that is round 8. So 8 rounds in this tournament, every Saturday for the next 7 weeks, including this week. So 6 more weeks left of this after this race. So we've got Carl Barth here again, chasing Firsoff and Gudini. We've got Manisha, who's in 1st place. We've got Borchard in 2nd. Suisi in 3rd, Toff in 4th, Wood in 5th, and Dolopito came out in 6th after its pit stop. So a little bit slower than anticipated. So we've got a few people knocking in fairly close. We're fairly spread out across the field. No one putting in a real challenge in at the moment, as I can see. It's nice to see the timeline. So as we can just go and enjoy some drive moment. 18 minutes remaining for this race. So I know there was a lot of chat before this race as well. There was nice little bit of banter, and it was nothing overly aggressive. A little bit chat in the group. There wasn't even much gamesmanship. It was more the fact supporting each other, wishing people best of luck for today's race, which is nice to see. I like seeing some good friendly. I know it's a competitive competition, a competitive championship. People want to win. People want to do. See that people are supporting each other throughout, which is great to see. So. Yeah, so good to see that as we're flicking back onto the timing screen. So 21 laps done by Manisha, and it's good to be able to give some credit to the drivers for their concentration. Not always easy driving an hour-long race. You've got to really concentrate. It is a challenge as well. As we see Woods here. And Dolopito, got Olderberg driving through. So we've got someone just behind. I think it may be someone further back who's close in behind Wood there. I don't think that was Dolopito, who was very close in the black livery. Maybe someone further down the order as such. But if you are being lapped as such, you're supposed to give your place up, as it were. Move out of the way for the faster car, you'll get a blue flag. So you get a blue flag out from one of the marshals out on track. That means that you need to move aside and let the other person through. Or have we got a collision? No, that's I believe that's Manisha with, I think that was Singh behind. I don't think Manisha will be overly happy if they get taken out by someone further back in the field, and it'd be a very sad, sorry affair for the race leader to be taken out by someone further. But Singh from India in the Bentley, very nice, slick, dark green livery, which is good to see. A lovely looking car, actually. Maybe not hasn't got the performance that some of the others have got, but at the moment it's a great job. In 16th place. So Singh in the first race actually finished 16th as well. So being rather consistent at this moment in time, there's still opportunities to change that. So we've got McLaren leading and Manisha. We've got Borchardt in the BMW in second place, Suisi in third, a good 20 seconds behind. So there's a bigger gap between 2 and 3 than there is in 1 and 2. But there's only a 4-second gap now between Borchardt and Manisha, just over 4 seconds. It's a good pressure. So we're watching McCormick here in the green and white black Aston Martin chasing Roger, less than a second away. So this will be a good little battle. I believe that's Singh we flicked back onto as we'll go back to McCormick here. So Tom McCormick, Brit, another Brit, chasing Roger. And Roger, I believe, is in the Mercedes. So Nate Roger finished 10th and 11th, believe it or not. So these guys, again, being fairly consistent. 6 top 10 finishes for Roger. Has been a member since July, and is in the USA. So it's you know, if you haven't been onto the SimGrid website, it's a fantastic website. It gives you all the different sort of stats and stuff for the guys. So it's good to see the different championships they're in as well. It's nice to see that they've got different championships. This championship here, the SimZone GT3 Championship, sponsored by Silentx Energy. So this is season 2 of that, and Rogers is also in the ARC GT40 as well as a couple of other Finnish championships. So it's great to see that SimGrid. There's some great stats on there. If you're a stats person, it's great to see that. So as we see McCormick and Roger fighting out, McCormick very close to the back of Roger there. So some good driving, good pressure being created. The Americans going to have to drive well, and the Britain and America normally allies. So I'm not going to get into too much politics. As we see McCormick trying to get move done on the inside. Can he get it done? It looks like he's got rounds nice and clean. Excellent driving. So they swap positions. We've got in 10th and Roger in 11th. So Roger is now going to have to really concentrate. It's normally the hardest once you've been overtaken to really concentrate. Sometimes you get aggressive and want to make that move back again, as we can see here. He's got a good position on the road, actually. McCormick's going to go out wide here. Just where he was. Roger looks like he's going to try and go up the inside. No, it's not quite there. A lot of pressure being put on there. Some excellent driving here from these two. It's good to see, and nice and clean as well. Not trying to take on something really there. So great driving from these two. Credit to them both, but there's some real pressure on now from Roger. On McCormick as we come down the long straight. Sharp right hand bend here. Both seem to be nice and clean, keeping on the track Don't want to get a track limits. Some excellent work there. So good work from these two. You see the timing screen. Manisha still out in front. 24 laps done. We've only got 11 minutes left of racing. So 11 minutes left of hearing my voice. Some of you may be thinking, I'm sure. But 24 laps left. We got 24 laps done. Sorry, Manisha in first, Borchard in second, third, Wood 5th, Dolopito 6th, Olderberg 7th, Rashkov 8, Pisuk 9, McCormick 10, Roger 11, Gudini 12, Firskoff 13, Carl Barth, as we're watching at the moment, in 14, Cox in 15, Singh in 16. We got Brutrick in 17, Fernandez in 18, Gull in 19, Cruz in 20, Goosum 21, H 22, Omar 23, and we've got one retiree in I've forgotten his name. It wasn't there. Mayak, I believe it was the retiree. That's your order for the moment. As we're watching Roger behind, we've got Carl Barth, in his Porsche, in 9.9 of a second behind. First off, just in front, who's coming over the start-finish line. Go around Cop's Corner. Normally quite a challenging bend, that first one, especially in the first lap. It's always quite challenging, and you know, credit to all the drivers. Who are a lot of credit with you. They got around that first corner nice and cleanly. Normally quite a challenge. People are really quite excited. First lap of the race, want to get it done. But it's good to see they were nice and clean around that first bend and filtered out. So. Good work from everyone there. Can't say for the rest of it. We've had a couple of collisions, a couple of little minor contacts and nudges, which I'm sure will be looked at after this at the end of the race. As we see Carl Barth go a little bit, just come off the racing line, quickly back onto the racing. It's good to see. So Carl Barth. First race, we're going to have a little look to see where he finished first race. See him on the screen there. So maybe this might be his first race of this championship. No, sorry, on the wall. I remember commentating. It may have been a Project Cars 2 championship, and maybe an AC. On the PS4, where it was also in rain. But he was racing there, so he's got his Jan in 17th place, finishing the first championship. So yeah, doing a little bit better this time. So he's in fourth at the moment. See, as we see Rashkov here chasing Pusik within a minute. Within a second, sorry, not a minute. So yeah, within 0.8 of a second behind. Pisuk and Woods closing in on Toff as well. So we've got two little battles there. We'll keep an eye out for. We've got Carl Barth, the wall, and 14th again, 0.7 seconds behind Fishkoff as well. So we'll try and keep our eyes out for all of them. See if let you know. So we're seeing Toff and Wood here chasing, both in McLarens. So this will be a good battle. Wood getting nice and close now. So a move's going to come on here at some point. As we've got 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes remaining of this race. The second race of this championship. The GT3 Championship, sponsored by Silentx. Silentx Energy. That is a mouthful at this time of night. I do. 20 to 10 in the evening here in the UK. I'm trying my very, very best, but some good battling. Wood in 5th is chasing Toff in 4th. Toff looks to be doing all right on the corners, and then gets caught by Wood again on the straights. So some good battling from these two. Maybe their setups. AW Racing, Alpha Whiskey Racing is what it stands for. That's Wood. Tucking in behind Toff, nice and closely, which is good to see. So in that racing line. In the slipstream, coming down sharp right-hand bend, then we go into the left-hand bend. A little bit further down, there we go. Right-hand bend, a little left-hand bend, and then another left-hand bend coming up as well. So Wood's really getting nice and close. Doesn't need to force it too much, just wants to just be there. Just be there for when a mistake occurs. So don't need to force anything on this first corner. You'll have an opportunity in a minute. Wood's sticking behind, which is good to see. Both of them driving the McLarens. You know, I tell you what, there's some real pressure on when you're being followed so closely, especially for a period of time. It's really quite challenging to keep checking your rear mirrors to make sure that they're sticking behind you. It's good to see the drivers really putting on a nice challenge and actually really concentrating. So Wood, like we said, now this might be interesting, is that Wood's coming up behind Toff, and Toff's coming in front of it. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him, and maybe, I'm not sure who that is in front in the Audi. Maybe H. Oh, it's a Lexus, sorry. It's a Lexus. So that's probably Omar on past there. But Omar doing the right thing, getting out at the right period of time. So it's good to see from Omar. Well done for you. In my check, they're the two in the Lexuses today. Sandor Toff is still out in front of in front of Woods. Just to tell you a little bit about Sandor Toff, if I can find him on my other, just having a quick flick through as we see them racing. Still, as we're looking down the rest of the pack now, seeing the different liveries. Sandor Toff, I found him currently sitting 9th in the championship. It's actually the first time he's joined this champion race. So, to yourself, Sandor. I believe he's from Hungary. So it's good to see that he's in this championship and racing well. So and being 9th in the first time in your championship is a really, really good effort. You know, we've got some experienced drivers here in multiple classes, so it's good to see some good racing. Always perfect on a Saturday evening, as we see Woods going slightly wide on that, slightly wide on the second bend as well, but still tucking in behind Toff. There's a good little battle going on there for 4th place. So at the moment we've got Manisha in 1st place, Borchard in 2nd place, Suisi in 3rd, and then we've got the guys battling for, which is Toff and Wood. So Wood gets nice and close, and then again it gets nice and close again. Again, it's quite challenging there. As I see, Haskell has dived into the pit, so there may be a retirement there from. We've got 3 minutes left of racing, 3 minutes to go. So if that is a retirement from Haskell, that is rather. But these things do happen. Unfortunately, you can't help it sometimes. So a lot of concentration from these guys racing at the moment. On this ACC PC challenge. This is the SimZone GT Championship sponsored by Silentx Energy. It's season two for this now. Obviously last season, again, you had the likes of myself as commentating on that. We've got new commentators this year. I know one commentator was added today. So, you know, we do got to say welcome to Findict, who's joined us. We've also got Ben Millard, who's also a commentator, who's online at the moment. The Oli G running the show behind the scenes, as it were, as we got 2 minutes left of this race. So big shout out to the Oli G for obviously doing a great effort in streaming this. Not only is he streaming this today, but he's putting it online for me to see as well. The problem of not having the right PC is, but won't go into that. I won't bore you with that. We're not struggling too much for conversation here. So as we see Wood again tackling Toff, getting nice and close in behind. So it's a real battle going on as he comes wide. He's taking just slightly different lines as he goes. Obviously, that may be just because of a slight understeer or oversteer, but I have a feeling it may be because of it just trying to put off Toff slightly. You know, Toff will be looking in his mirrors, just sort of check to see where Wood is. Obviously, you can't just look for when you're taking your racing line. I know they've just passed someone else there. I'm not sure who that was. I can't see the number, unfortunately. Obviously, as they're coming through, Wood just slightly varying his line in the 25 car. 0.4 of a second behind, which is good to see. And we've also got Firskoff here, who's getting very, very close in behind Gudini. I think someone's gone off there and someone's been overtaken. Not sure who that was. Someone went off there. Might be Firskoff who ran wide and went off. So Gudini and Firskoff having a real fight. 0.1 of a second behind as we're creeping over the line. So race, if we go to the race leader, Manisha, because we've on to 0. The clock has finished, so it's down to Manisha to finish this race. So I'm not sure where they are on the. I've got a slight map. Hopefully we can see Manisha has. So your first place and your race winner is Manisha. Congratulations. That's 2 wins out of 2 for Manisha. So fair play to him. Borchard has finished in second. We've got confirmations of some of the others lower down, lapped. We've got Suisi is coming to third. It looks like Wood has gone past Toff, so the efforts have paid off there for Wood, who has been following Toff for a little while as they. Wood finishing in third. I think that's actually fourth. I think it's just because someone